Good morning, everybody. Zach Meyer with Meyer Property Maintenance. Kind of just doing a little update. I know there's been a pretty large lack of filming this year, and that's kind of due to a lot of different factors. We were pretty busy in the springtime. We did do some filming in the springtime, but this year in the Northeast region has had the least amount of rainfall in a calendar year in, let's say maybe 120 years, or pretty much as far back as it really dates. So, primarily, this company is, based off of, stormwater management. That's kind of like a bread and butter. And that's for a lot of guys in excavation. So, we pretty much all have felt those effects. If it's not raining, you're not really seeing issues, and customers, people aren't seeing problems and stuff in their yard, or, whatever the case may be. So there really wasn't a whole lot to film. I've been blessed for many years to stay busy and not have downtime like we have had in 2024. Lots of downtime. We've had weeks, sometimes in one case a month completely, where we really didn't have any work at all. And it's demoralizing for somebody like me who's been off and running Monday through Friday my entire adult life, you could say. And pretty much since this business has been started, we've been blessed to stay busy. And we really haven't had the lack of work like that we had this year, and that really affects, not just small business, but any business. So going through these bumps in the road that we've had this year from the lack of rain, all the noise going on in the rest of the world, the presidential election, the wars and stuff on the other side of the world, it's kind of taken the focus away from people needing to spend money or spending money on their property, either brush clearing, stormwater management, boulder retaining walls, the economy not being perfect. It's never really perfect, but we see the effects when there is imperfections in these years drastically. So they've affected me, and it's not just me in a singular. I've talked to a lot of other contractors in my area across the board in all different fields, and they've experienced the same thing. Now, there is a lot of commercial building going on in a lot of different places in the country, especially here on the East Coast. Lots of building, lots of subdivisions, neighborhoods. A lot of that work is absorbed by larger entities for the most part. You get smaller companies like myself that might do work on, residential lots here and there, not subdivisions, so smaller time builders, but there really hasn't been a lot of small time builders building this year from what I can see. I mean, I could maybe count maybe 5 houses that I witnessed go up just driving around from day to day. And, there are companies like myself that are smaller and, would get that kind of work. But the larger stuff that's going on, these builders, Pulte, Ryan Homes, Toll Brothers, not name dropping or anything, but they, are trying to save costs. So these larger businesses can afford to do things cheaper because of the size of their company. So a lot of that work is absorbed by them, and us smaller guys that focus on the smaller stuff, we're just not getting that work. It's been a humbling experience. I'm blessed from the work that we have had, and I'm also blessed with the things that I currently have and the people I have in my life. Also had some things going on from a personal perspective. I lost a close friend not too long ago, so that's been difficult. So there's a lot of challenges and experiences that I've had this year that I haven't had in most years. So we've just been trying to navigate and hope and pray and for somebody like me who's not, if you're sitting around for a week or 2 weeks at a time and there's really not much going on, it's very depressing, and it really takes away the motivation to want to film jobs and do things of that nature, because you're thinking about covering bills and financial obstacles that really do come into play on these down weeks, down months. So we're hoping that 2025 will bring a lot more prosperity, a lot more filming, and we can count our blessings for the things that we do have. So kind of just wanted to give a general update on what's really going on. Like I said, the channel hasn't really done a lot for this year, but hopefully next year we'll be doing a lot more filming, a lot more involved, maybe even actually decide to do some editing. I'm sure that there's some people out there like, well, there's other channels that are a lot more entertaining and stuff like that because of their editing, and that's fine. I'm not really in the YouTube game to make money. I'm really in it to just be another avenue to show customers what we do and how we do things, why we do things certain ways. And and even the work that's been out there this year, there's a lot of competition. There's not a lot of small scale excavation companies that kind of target the services that I do. A lot of them I know to be septic guys, do a lot of septic and a lot of new construction type stuff, which I don't do a whole lot of that. I do a lot of existing properties, issues on those properties. That's kind of the market that I target. But offering brush clearing, tree service can do that. The costs are obviously different depending on the job and how big the company is, but I'm in competition with tree services. In competition with certain landscape companies that build boulder retaining walls. I don't do block retaining walls. It's not really something that I advertise for. There's a lot of labor involved. I prefer to use my equipment and stuff to set boulders. So there's a lot of competition in this area, and I think that it's only growing here in Chester County. We do service other counties, Berks County, Montgomery. We'll go to Bucks County depending on the jobs, obviously, if they're worth the time. But we've also been cutting prices dramatically to try and stay busy. For somebody who likes to work, myself, and I like what I do, I like my career choice and the paths that I've chosen. It sucks when you don't have the work, because it feels good to wake up in the morning, and it feels good to go to work, and it feels good to make a connection with the customer. It feels good to do the right thing. All those things come full circle, and I just didn't really have a lot of opportunity this year to do that, to make more connections with people and network. And I like happy customers, and it's not always about the money. It's not. I mean, I need money to pay my bills and take care of my family and things of that nature, but I really enjoy meeting new people, and I enjoy making the connections, and I enjoy growing not only in business, but I enjoy growing as a person. I've learned a lot. I've had some lessons learned this year, some do's and don'ts. That just kind of comes with age and experience, but we are hopeful for a better year in 2025, and hopefully much more filming is involved in that as well. And I really hope that my phone is not shaking all over the place like it looks like it is, because I'm driving right now to pick up some stuff and drop off at a job. But I just wanted to give an update on kind of what's been going on, and I hope everybody's well, and I wish you a fruitful, hopeful, faithful, prosper 2025. So look forward to doing some more filming as we go into the next year. So to everybody, happy holidays and happy new year, and we will see you in 2025.